Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you, and this is a triple. It's a triple. I'm gonna just tell you guys, I'm tired. Right off the bat, I'm tired, and I had a bit of unfortunate luck. Um, I'm re-recording this video because I previously recorded it, and then my camera shut off for me for some weird reason. So I lost that recording, and then now I'm re-recording again. So I'm tired. It's late, and I'm tired. I need to get my butt to bed, but I want to get out this review, and and I want to give my thoughts on these figures because these three figures are awesome. This is going to be a triple review for the Blackest Knight, and we're about to get into it. So they don't come with any accessories except for their trading cards and their display stands. So I'm going to get into the trading cards real quick, knock that out. You see this picture, Superman has gray hair because this is the Earth 2 Superman from Blackest Knight. And he's supposed to have gray hair on the sides. That Superman does not have any gray on the side, so McFarlane dropped the ball on that. Anyway, getting into the read up. Real name Kal-El Clark Kent, adoptive name, sent to Earth from the dying planet of Krypton. As a baby, Kal-El was found by farmers Martha Jonathan Kent and raised as their son. Clark, as Clark grew up, the radiation from Earth's yellow sun gave him enhanced senses and extraordinary powers. Once fully grown, he used his powers to protect his adopted world as Superman. After his death in Infinite Crisis, the Superman of Earth 2 is revived by Black Lantern Rain and attacks the Superman of Earth 1 and Superboy Connor Kent in Smallville. And that's the trading card for Earth 2 Blackest Night Superman. This is the trading card for Deathstorm, aka Firestorm, originally. And he's from Blackest Night. Deathstorm, Blackest Night, data file, real name Ronald Ronnie Raymond, which is only one half of Firestorm. Professor Stein is the other half, and when those two combine, they become Firestorm. But anyway, they didn't acknowledge that. But anyway, the result of the deceased Firestorm being taken host by a Black Lantern ring, Deathstorm joined the ranks of the undead Black Lantern set on destroying all life as we know it. Throughout the universe as a key threat in Blackest Night, Deathstorm is part of the siege on Earth to defend the Black Lantern Battery and tasked with fighting the remaining members of the Justice League. There you have Deathstorm. And we'll get into the last trading card, which is Batman, of course. This is Blackest Knight Batman, and this looks awesome. I have to say, this looks really awesome. And the figure is too. Batman Blackest Knight, real name Bruce Wayne. As a child, Bruce Wayne watched as his parents were brutally killed in Gotham City, which we already know, Gotham City's crime alley. Traumatized by their deaths, he devoted his life to becoming the world's greatest weapon against crime, the Batman. During the Blackest Night, the Black Hand uses his power over the Black Lantern rings to raise the dead and unleash his army of Black Lanterns on the universe. Among those resurrected is Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, who had recently been slain by Darkseid. Which, in that comic, when Batman was hit with Darkseid's Omega beams, he wasn't slain. He wasn't killed. He was actually sent back in time, and he had to find his way back to the present. So the card didn't acknowledge that either. But anyway, we're going to get into the figures. We're going to get into them. So up first, we'll get into Deathstorm. And this is really awesome. This, like I said before when I tried to record it. No, but seriously though, this is awesome. All that translucent flame, the purple, all of that is really dope. Look at that. Just, damn, look at that. This is really awesome. That is really, really awesome. You get all this beautiful purple translucent flame. Well, mixed with black and gray. Really awesome. It just sends this figure over the top. And the sculpting is fantastic. It's fantastic. And the sculpt right there on his shoulder pads as well. You have his Firestorm emblem mixed with the Blackest Knight emblem, which is really dope. You also have the symbol here that connects all the way through, which is really awesome. The sculpting is on point, man. Now, I guess McFarlane went the extra mile with these figures because they're basically, you know, black and gray. Not really much paint to it, but it sure as hell makes up. Oh, his little wrist gauntlets here is nice. That's in a solid gray. On the other side. And I love his boots. And I love this design here of the boots. And I love how it hides the articulation in the joints of the feet. It's really good. The boots are really awesome. Really good. Peg holes at the bottom. And also his lantern ring. His Blackest Knight lantern ring right there. Really good. Articulation up slightly, down slightly. Attitude left and right. Arms out that much. Full rotation, and the shoulder blade pads are not a hindrance. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist hinge rotation, pivoting, full rotation, also more rotation if you so please. Splits out about that much, kick forward about that much, back about that much, slight thigh, doubly jointed knee. Oh, and also a butterfly joint. I always forget that, but yes, these McFarlane figures have butterfly joints. Double jointed knee, no boot rotation, rotation in the feet, hinge down, hinge up, McFarlane toe articulation, ankle pivot. There you have it. There is Deathstorm, and he might be the best figure out of the three, probably in my humble opinion. So up next, we're going to get into the Dark Knight himself, Batman. And he does have a lantern ring. I forgot what YouTuber I was watching, and he said that Batman didn't have a lantern ring, but he does. All three of them do, and it's really good. Superman is the only one with a black ring, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, his lantern ring is right there. I guess it's easy to miss. So articulation, a whole lot of pivoting, a lot of attitude for Batman. And he can look up about that much, down about that much, arms out. There is some hindrance with Batman's cape, so it can't go, well, oh, it can, okay. Upper bicep swivel. Last time I tried to do that, it didn't work. Double jointed elbows, butterfly joint, double jointed elbows, I said, right? Yeah. Wrist hinge rotation, arms go out. I think I said that already. Lord, I am tired. Pivoting, left, right, crunch back that far, crunch forward that far, and also all around rotation. Splits, McFarlane splits, kick forward, back, slight thigh, boot, no boot rotation, full rotation in the feet, hinge down, hinge up, toe hinge, McFarlane toe hinge, ankle pivot. Now, getting into this figure, really well done, really good. I'm not a fan of the Screaming Head, as you guys know. With action figures, I'm just not a fan of Screaming Heads. But in this figure, I'll make an exception. I make an exception because it's a zombified version of Batman. I knocked my camera. It's a zombified version of Batman. So a Screaming Head, I'll take it. So that's fine by me. And my camera is going out of focus. Everything just wants to go wrong with me today. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so the head sculpt is really good. It's really impressive. All the scars and scratches and blood. The teeth is done really good. His tongue is done really good. And you see the other side of his face. Scratches, claws, blood. It's done really well. I like the dark blue with this gray. It looks really good. I like that a lot. He also has the Thomas Wayne cape going on here. I love that too. And I don't know why the hell my camera keep going out of focus. So he has the Thomas Wayne cape going on, and I love that. The bat symbol looks really good. I love that. I love the raised bat symbol with the Blackest Knight emblem in the middle. That looks really good in front of the good. I also love the texturing throughout here. You can see if it shows in the texturing. Yeah, just throughout the costume, the texturing really good. You also got the lines going through the midsection to his legs, going through there. That looks really good. His utility belt looks good, even though it's gray on gray. It looks good. I like it. It shouldn't work for me, but it does. I would prefer it to be a different color than just gray on gray. Usually Batman's utility belt is yellow or gold or whatever, or even sometimes black. But I guess because this part breaks up that, you know, that part of the gray utility belt, I think that's what helps it. And more texturing throughout. It looks really good. More lining going throughout there. The cape looks really good. So even the inside of the cape, look at that. Look at all the tattering. And I mean, they went the extra mile with this. Gotta give it to McFarlane. Gotta give him brownie points. See the back of the cape there? Looks really good. Looks really, really good. More texturing. See the tattered rips and everything throughout the cape. Really excellent. Love that. Looks really good. And the inside of the cape, damn. More rips. Just looks really, really good. The boots have lines through them. Looks really good. I love this with the gauntlets. Now, usually, all Batman figures have gauntlets in his gloves, so we're used to that. But having gauntlets in his boots, I wish McFarlane did that with more Batman figures, even though it wouldn't be comic accurate. Then I respect him for doing that. You know, he wants it to be comic accurate, and I respect that. But this just looks so dope. I feel like this should be done more with Batman. I mean, the gauntlets and the boots look really good. And I never would have thought of that, but it looks really good. I guess that's accurate to the source material too. So like the boots, also his boots also hides the feet articulation, which is great. Love that. And yeah, this figure is outstanding. I'm having a hard time choosing which is my favorite figure so far. And we're going to take a look at Superman next. And maybe I'll get a more definitive decision. But I doubt it, because all three of these figures are just outstanding. But let's take a look at Superman. And so last but certainly not least, we have Superman. And this is another outstanding figure. Like I said, all three of these figures are good. Now, I didn't really have any complaints with Deathstorm and Batman, but this figure, I do have some complaints. So complaint number one, he does not have gray on the sides of his hair. He should, because this is Earth 2 Superman, and it even showed it in the card, which I will show the card again, just so you can see. There's gray on the sides of his head. And it should be there because it's Earth 2 Superman. So yes, there should be gray there. So McFarlane, it's either one of two things. Either they dropped the ball on it and forgot, or they got lazy. So whichever it is, it doesn't matter. That's a gripe. Gripe number two, the S shield. Now, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks good, but it could look better. The S shield could look better. Once again, bring up the photo. This is how the S shield should look. It should look something closer to this. Now, maybe it's a little harder to do in action figure form, but then again, now that I think about it, not really, because the McFarlane Action Comics 1000 figure that they came out with had a long S shield like this. So what I think looked like happened here this isn't your traditional Superman buck body. I'm gonna take a guess, or if it is, it's a smaller version. Um, but that can't be right either because McFarlane hasn't done that except for Superboy, and Superboy is way thinner than this. So if this is the Superman buck, they just didn't translate the S properly. But um, this doesn't look like the rebirth or the deceased Superman buck as I'm looking at it. I could pull up my Superman rebirth and maybe do a comparison of it, but yeah. So whatever the reason is, the S shield is just not really doing it for me. But everything else works. Like all the sick, crazy veins throughout here, the discoloring of his skin, all of that works. That's fantastic. And also, he has his lantern ring. And the wrist gauntlets here looks great. His head sculpt I didn't talk about yet. So he has a little silver band on top of his forehead. That looks excellent. That looks great. The sculpting of his hair is excellent, even without the gray. It looks outstanding. The waves and the curls throughout his hair looks great. His eyes are fantastic. His eyes are fantastic. I love it. The nose is great. His teeth, all this peeling dead skin. It's done so well. You get brownie points for that from me. That is just done so well. It looks so good. And the body is good. For a Superman body, it's good. He has his triangle design here, upside down triangle, whatever. And it goes throughout his legs, like the other figures do. And his boots kind of hides the articulation a little bit. It doesn't hide it as well as Batman and Deathstorm, but the boots are still good though. And I haven't talked about the cape yet. The cape is fantastic. The cape is fantastic. Just a ripped up, shredded up Superman cape. No S in the back though, which is disappointing, but then the inside of it, you got some gray in there. That's brownie points right there. This get brownie points from me. So excellent. Excellent. All right, real quick. Left, right. Pivoting, attitude, up, down, arms all the way out. Woo. Oh, okay. Full rotation, butterfly joint, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist, hinge rotation, pivoting, full rotation all the way around, splits, kick, forward, that much, back, that much, slight thigh rotation, double jointed knees, no boot rotation, swivel, hinge up, down, ankle pivot. So it wasn't really necessary for me to do articulation on all three. It really wasn't necessary. But I figured, what the hell, you know? So the reason I decided to collect this wave is because I got Necron coming. So I got Necron, and I said, well, if I went ahead and got Necron, I better go ahead and get these three, because that's just how I want my collection to be. I'm not a completionist. I'm not by any means. But yeah, that's just how I felt. Once I got Necron, I was like, I got to get these figures. Now, initially, I slept on these figures, and I wasn't going to get them. But then I changed my mind. I saw a couple of reviews on them. Doggone it, Superman, stand your behind up. I saw a couple of reviews on them. And I saw how great they looked. And I changed my mind. I did. I changed my mind. And I'm glad I did, because these figures are excellent. And I'm happy I got them in my collection. They are excellent. So, if I rated them individually, okay, I'll do two ratings. I'll rate all three of them together, and then I'll rate them individually. Individually, I'll rate Superman as an 8. I will rate Batman as a 9. And I will rate Deathstorm as a 9.5. I'm giving Deathstorm the win because that damn translucent flame, I just can't overlook that. As much as I love the Batman, I was going to give number one to Batman, but I just can't deny how sick Deathstorm looks. Just everything about, I don't really have any complaints with him, really, to be honest. And if I do, they're very, very minor. But I have little to no complaints with him. His his sculpting is just fantastic. I mean, McFarlane really knocked it out of the park. Now, his symbol here looks a little flat. It is a raised sculpt, but it looks a little flat. Batman's raised sculpt on his bat insignia and Blackest Knight insignia is raised, and it looks fantastic. So, but overall, I got to give the slight edge to Deathstorm because that translucent flame is just fantastic. It's just phenomenal. So overall, this whole 3-pack, overall, I would give a 9. 9 out of 10. It's fantastic, and I definitely think it is worth a pickup. And if you guys are interested in this wave, it still is an Atrocitus Build-A-Figure wave. I brought Atrocitus separately because I wasn't interested in these figures at first. But I kind of regret that because I could have just brought these. But then I would have had to get the Kyle Rayner, which I didn't really want the Kyle Rayner because I didn't like the way he looked. I have this Kyle Rayner, and I love this Kyle Rayner. I love the way he looks. But I'm still glad I got these 3 figures. They're definitely worth a pickup. They are definitely solid. The articulation is good. The sculpting is just fantastic. And I think they are definitely worth a pickup. Overall, they get a 9 out of 10, all 3 together. And I'm enjoying these figures. So I'm very happy with them. And I think if you guys are interested in collecting them, you will be happy with them too. So I got more reviews coming up, guys. Like I already revealed, I got Necron coming up. I got a couple other things. And so stay tuned. And until the next time, you guys, see ya.